Oh, hi there. I'm Kevin Cornell, illustrator and terrible actor. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be answering some of your questions as best as I can. Let's begin. You illustrated The Chicken Squad and The Terrible Two. What were the differences in illustrating the two books? Chicken Squad is a very small world with only a few characters and only a few locales, whereas Terrible 2 is a much larger world with many more characters and many more locations. In drawing Chicken Squad, I took essentially the same scene, which is a few chickens in a coop or in a tree or in the yard, and tried to draw it in as many different ways as possible using different angles and such and so. Terrible 2, I usually only had one chance to draw one scene, so I had to be very careful about the characters that I chose to be in that scene and what I could fit in the background because there was only so much room. Why did you choose to do black and white drawings as opposed to color illustrations? Well, publishers mostly decide whether a book will be black and white or color drawings. Black and white illustrations are often better if you want to do a lot of small illustrations, whereas color illustrations are probably the way to go if you have a lot of room and only need a few illustrations. Beyond that, I like doing black and white drawings because they tend to be more engaging. The reader tends to use their imagination more, filling in the colors and the background details themselves. I like that. I like when the reader gets to make up the world they want to make up. What is your favorite medium to illustrate with? Why? I like using digital brushes that emulate oil paint. Oil paint is a very forgiving medium. When you screw up, you just wait for it to dry and then you paint right over it. And using digital brushes, you don't have to wait for anything to dry. You also don't have to mix paints, and you don't have to deal with terrible, terrible paint fumes. Truly, though, it all depends on what I'm drawing. Some drawings work better as a pencil drawing or an ink drawing. Some drawings do better as a watercolor. It all depends. What other visual art forms have you done? I've worked in animation, I've worked in cut paper, I've cut out shapes from rubber and then I've put ink on one side of that and then pressed it on paper so you get an inverse. I've scratched out drawings on a board painted black. You scratch it and then you see the white underneath. That's called scratchboard. I've even done sculpture, although I'm very, very bad at it. I'm not good at making art that isn't a drawing. On your website, it states you only like to work on one project at a time. Why is that? Some people can do a lot of tasks at once, but I have the kind of brain where I can only do one thing at a time if I want to do it really well. Also, when I'm making a book, I'm making up a lot of rules, and it's got its own unique look. And if I'm doing too many books at one time, those two different worlds tend to mix, the rules break, and neither book looks as good. If you had to illustrate your own biography, what would the cover look like? Good question. I think I'd leave it blank, and maybe when you open it up on the first page, there's something that says, "Please draw your own cover because I'm very lazy." What is your favorite shape to draw? Rhombus, dodecahedron, circle? Which is the scariest? The scariest shape is the Dodecahedron, which looks like this. What advice would you give to our young illustrators as they learn to improve their skills? I would say draw what you like and draw it a lot. See, drawing requires a lot of practice, But if you're drawing something that you like, practice isn't as hard as you'd think. Be careful about showing your drawing to other people as well. Don't do it before you're ready to show them. Make sure it's something that you like and are very confident in. And if they don't like it, don't get mad at them. It's not really their fault. People like different things. Eventually you'll find people who like the things that you draw. So just keep drawing, and remember, if you're having fun, you're going about it the right way. Well, those are all the questions we have for today. Please enjoy the rest of your day and be safe when drawing the Dodecahedron.